Introducing DIY Outdoor Kitchen's 4-foot module. It ships in one box that weighs approximately 36 pounds. It comes with your 4 red length wall tubes, your yellow vertical tubes, your blue end frame tubes, your machine-made one-way couplers, and your 3-way corner couplers. It's all galvanized steel for outdoor use. It's thick 18-gauge structural steel, and it's perfect for all outdoor kitchen frames, and there's no welding needed. Let's show how to put this thing together. Step 1 is to lay down the parts to build your 2 end frames. It looks like this. We got a blue end frame tube on the bottom, blue end frame on the top, vertical tube with yellow pin on the left, and vertical tube on the right. We lay down our 3-way corners. We want the long stem of the 3-way coupler to go inside the yellow one. Don't do it this way. Make sure you go that way. And go ahead and start slipping that together. If you've got 2 people, it's great because you can do 2 at one time here. You can see how easily it slips together in these 3-way couplers. It really helps that everything's identified with paint, though that way it's very easy to know what tubes go where. It's very simple to know the 3-way corner couplers go in the corners. So it's really just an easy system to do. I mean, honestly saying, most people figure it out without even reading the instructions. It's so easy. So now we have both of them assembled together within a minute. And now we'll just go ahead and take our self-drilling screws, hex head screws, and we keep it nice and tight. We put 1 screw here and 1 screw there, so it's blocked in both ways. No welding needed. That's what really makes this system so special, is that you're building a frame with real steel tubes without welding. This is the only system in America that allows you to do this with no welding at really good prices. Our steel tubes are much cheaper than the local metal supply store. If you would go down to Home Depot, you'll find out that these steel tubes cost $6 or $7 a linear foot in many places. We're selling it much, much less than that, and we're pre-cutting them for you, and we're making kits for you to make it much easier to assemble without all the hassle or a learning curve. This really helps DIYers to build frames very fast. So now we got both of these screwed together, and we'll go to the next step. Wow, within minutes we got 2 end frames built. That's amazing. We laid down our red length walls. We'll go ahead and slip 1 on the 3-way corner couplers on each side here. We'll take our impact drill and we'll lock this in with our hex head screws. Now we'll go ahead and take the other end frame and slip it on the bottom here. And do the same thing, just lock it in with the screws. It's that fast and easy. We'll go ahead and take the top length wall, identified with red paint. We'll slip it over that 3-way corner couplers. And we'll lock it in with a screw. Side. Now we'll get this one. Now we'll go ahead and take the other length wall tube and slip it on the other side here. Go ahead, we can slip it on now. Okay, great. And I'll slip it on there and we'll lock this in with screws. In just minutes, we have our perimeter frame for the 4-foot module completely screwed together. Now we'll go ahead and take the extra vertical tubes and start slipping in the machine-made one-ways into the ends. We'll slip them in all the extra VTs here. We've got 6 extra VTs here for the module frame. Once he slips all the one-ways in both ends, then he'll go ahead and screw them in. Make sure when you screw into machine-made one-ways, you have to aim for the most ridge at the end. So you would put your screw in like close to this edge. Don't put it over here because this could bend and it won't get screwed in. So you got to kind of like aim for this section in here, you see? So now let's take a look at the 4-foot module frame here. Now, if you're connecting this module to another module, like let's say we're going to take it and connect it to this one, you wouldn't want the VT in the center on this module because you need to be able to climb through the crawl space. If it's going to be a standalone island, then you put the VT in the end. So wherever they connect, no VT in center. If they're standalone, not connecting, you put the VT in the center. So that's the way that works. Now we got that. We'll go ahead and lock this in with the screws and we'll install them into our frame. First, we want to take our tape measure and mark off where we position our vertical tubes. We decide this will be a standalone module, so we're going to put one on each centered end. We measured into about 16 inches, made a mark on both ends. Then on the front and back, we measured to 16 and 32 for 2 vertical tubes on the front and 2 vertical tubes on the back. Now, if this was going to have any appliances, you would want to do the front last because you would want to do the ends and the rear. And then you'd come to the front, you'd mark out where your appliances go, and then you would install your left and right vertical tube. Like let's say it's going to be a grill. You'd have to position that left and right vertical tube to fit your grill cutout. So always do the front appliance side last and map it out. Now we'll go ahead and screw these in fast and easy. Now we inserted all of our vertical tubes and we made sure that the hex heads are facing inside towards the frame. We don't want anything sticking on the outside that would interfere with cement board. That's one of the extra benefits of our steel tube system, that is nice and smooth on the outside and smooth on the countertop. So that way your cement board won't be wavy and make a wavy finish with the stucco or something not as nice. Like the track and stud systems, that was one of the problems. The screw heads would make it wavy because that's the way you do track and stud. So this steel tubing system avoids that problem, making a much better finished product. Screw all our VTs in. Just like that. You put 2 screws, one on each side of the vertical tube. Once we've got all of the bottom screwed in, we'll just flip this frame over and screw in the top part because it's easier when you screw on down towards the ground rather than trying to screw up, which is more difficult. Now we flip it over. And we can go ahead and screw it in fast and easy, all these one ways. Now that we have our 4-foot module completed, we're going to show some different scenarios with different modules to see the overall length. Our first scenario is taking our no-cut grill module with our 36-inch charcoal grill. We put the 4-foot module on the right, the no-cut grill module here on the left, and it comes to just under 80 inches. Here in this scenario, we took a 4-foot module, butted up against the side of another 4-foot module. This is very important that you learn this. When you butt a module up against the side of a module, you lost most of the usable space on the front side of this module. You can see we only have around 16 inches of usable space here. We lost all of this to the back. Maybe you could use it for countertop space, but you don't have much space here for appliances. It would be the same thing with an 8-foot module. If you butt this module up against the side of an 8-foot module, you lose all of this usable space on these L islands. So consider that when you're doing your design of your outdoor kitchen. So this one measures obviously 4 feet, and now we'll come this way across to measure, and it's 80 inches. So it's 4 feet by 80 inches when you use two 4-foot modules in this L island configuration. In this scenario, we're taking two 4-foot modules and our world famous diagonal corner module. You got 4 feet here, you have your nice diagonal corner module, and you have another 4-foot module here. This one comes out to be 94 inches across this way. And now we'll measure the other direction, this way. And it comes to the same thing, 94 inches. So it's 94 by 94 when you use the diagonal corner module with two 4-footers. Here we've taken our 4-foot module, a diagonal corner module, and our 8-foot module. So for the long side, it comes out to be just under 142 inches of the frame. And then we'll come out the other direction to the 4-foot module side. And that's coming out to be just under 94 inches. So that's a nice poplar L island design, because you could put your grill in the 4-foot module. You could have the 4-foot module on this side or that side. It's reversible. Here you could have your green egg smoker, or you could have a slide-in side burner and maybe a double drawer here. So there's a few different things you could do here. And then on this side, you could have your bar center, drop-in ice bin, sink, refrigerator, all of this stuff to serve some countertop space. And then another option would be to have split bar counter here with bar stools on this long side. And then you could leave this open or do backsplash on this side, which would be nice. So there's a lot of things you can do with this size island. This is a really good popular size, an 8-footer, a diagonal corner, and a 4-footer. So it's 142 by 94, and it's reversible.